One of the big debates over in Loudoun County is about critical race theory. That's not a debate anymore. Governor Ron DeSantis put an end to it. One of the many things he's done to stay ahead of the curve in what's happening in our country and our society, and especially in Florida. Governor, welcome back.
Good morning.
Good morning. How y'all doing?
Doing okay. It's a Friday.
Yeah, I mean, that issue that we're handling in Loudoun and been handling almost on a daily basis, why did you feel as though you had to get in front of it? What really made you think this is something that I got to stop before it gets roots?
Well, you were seeing it sprout up across the country, and you were seeing it sprout up in some of these woke corporations as well. And, we felt very strongly that our tax dollars should not be going to teaching these theories that are not based in fact and that really divide people and is effectively a form of state-sanctioned racism. So we had huge support in doing that, people from all walks of life. And I think you're seeing that throughout the country. And so I know that there's still some people on the far left who are trying to justify this, but I think you're seeing Americans really come together and say, we do not want this in our schools.
Yeah. Governor, I know you're sending law enforcement to patrol the border because the vice president and the president haven't gone down there, so states are having to act alone. And it's very kind of you to help. You're not the only state, but to help those folks, our Border Patrol agents who need all the help they can get. Ralph Norman is a Republican from South Carolina. He's a congressman. And he was grilling Alejandro Mayorkas, the Secretary of Homeland Security. It was the House Homeland Security meeting yesterday morning, and he was testifying. And he was asking him, why isn't the vice president going down there? Listen to this.
I'm reclaiming my time. You made the statement that my question was unfair. I'm making the statement that your comments are just words, and they're very unfair. I ask you a simple question, and I would like for you just to answer simply. Does it make sense for the leaders of the free world to go to talk to and see what's going on at the border?
I am the Secretary of Homeland Security, and it is my responsibility to manage the border at the direction of the president and the vice president, and I have visited the border on multiple occasions. The vice president served as the Attorney General of a border state of California, and she is quite familiar with the situation on the border.
But she's laughing at it.
So your officers, Governor, are going to go to the border before the vice president, who is basically the border czar.
Well, the sad thing about this is the federal government has just completely abdicated its responsibility. We had policies under President Trump that were working. The border was under control. And Biden comes in and they knowingly revoked all these policies, knowing what was going to happen. And now they're just showing really a callous disregard. And it's not just those border communities that are being affected. Obviously, they are. One of the things we're dealing with in places, particularly some of our rural counties, is the meth. And it's all coming from across the southern border. The cartels are absolutely eating Biden and Harris's lunch. And the fact that she won't even go down there. But look, what Greg Abbott's doing, Doug Ducey, they're stepping up and filling a void where the federal government has left this lack of leadership. And so when they asked for support, I felt it was the right thing to do, that Florida would be there to help them out. They've helped us out in the past when we've had emergencies and natural disasters. But the idea that we're even having to do this is really a sad commentary on the lack of federal leadership we're seeing.
And the Attorney General of the great state of Florida supports you in this move. And she pointed out yesterday, 21 Floridians die every day because of opioids, and that's why it's a crisis, and we need to stop them from coming into the country. Governor, if you've been in Washington, you're there in Florida and Tallahassee. Explain the politics, if you would. This has been your business for a while. Explain the politics on how somebody at the White House thought it was a good idea to put her in charge of this and not have her go and see it with her own two eyes.
I think that they realize it's a disaster, and I think they think if she goes, it's just going to highlight it even more. But I'll tell you, not showing up, not taking decisive action is ultimately, it's the bad policy response. Ultimately, politically, it's not going to work. I mean, people are fed up with this. They want to see action. This is the federal government's responsibility, and you have all of us in the states now having to step up and do their job for them.
Just want to point this out. When you were in Congress, then Senator Kamala Harris went to Homestead to point out that there were kids coming across the border being placed in facilities like this, and she was concerned about their condition. What happened to that concern?
It's amazing how things seem to change based on where they're sitting. But of course, they were just using that to try to attack Donald Trump. That was the only reason they were doing it. That's why they've done these policies, because they think Trump is bad. If he did it, it must be bad. They've got to do the opposite. That's not good leadership. I mean, good leadership is doing what's best for the country. And obviously, she is failing in that regard, and so is the president.
I know you just recently signed a bill to give police dogs priority medical help. Tell us more about this.
Well, we're actually, you guys are getting the preview because I'm going to transition out of this interview, do the press conference. We're here at the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office. We'll be signing the bill probably in the next 30 minutes. And yeah, we will. And what it does is we have these canines that are on the front lines protecting us. They perform valuable functions, and yet under Florida law, if they're injured in the line of duty, they could not be transported by EMT personnel like an officer would be able to. And this bill changes that. This gives them those emergency services. They're going to be able to be transported, and hopefully that will be enough to potentially save some of the canines' lives. Because I mean, you'll have some of these assailants, they'll try to shoot the dogs, and they'll do a lot of really bad things. So we've really, I think, leaned in. And we also in Florida, we've got a number of great organizations that are involved in training dogs. We have organizations that train dogs for service members suffering from PTSD and a whole host of things. So we're really proud of what Florida does to stand by our four-legged friends.
All right, and you're going to be signing that bill very shortly. Governor, let's change from a news channel to the Golf Channel. Yesterday, you actually posted your 3-year-old son, Mason, and people love to golf in Florida, but usually they start when they're like 30 or 40. He's 3, and he can really drive that ball. What did you post as the caption under Mason's picture there?
Well, I said the guy is 3 years old, and he's already got a better swing than his old man does. And you know, I'm somebody, I work at it when I can. I have a baseball background, so used to swing. But he is just, and my daughter Madison is really good too. They just have great hand-eye coordination, great club head speed. But he is obsessed with hitting golf balls and baseballs. He does it all day long, and I think you see in that. I mean, he's hitting. That's like a 9-iron. He's hitting that 50, 60 yards as a 3-year-old kid, and he's got nice straight, maybe a little bit of a fade, and so I think he's got a great future if that's what he wants to do.
You know what's amazing is that he has no rituals. The ball goes down, he just hits it. You know, people are always getting set, but it's no surprise really, because you met your wife on the driving range, didn't you? And isn't Casey a really good golfer?
She is. She's a great athlete. She was a college equestrian scholarship, and we were just happened to be at the driving range next to each other. She's whacking balls. Where's Mason? Here, come here, buddy. She's whacking balls. I got him right here. And so, yeah, show him how you hit the ball. Show. Sure. It's a little bit early for him, but yeah. So we did that, and it's been something that we've enjoyed together. And these kids, I think, really are fortunate that they've got a mother who's very good looking and very athletic, and so I think they're getting everything from her side.
There's your whole family right there. That's good. You can write off this appearance.
Oh, Madison, wave to the camera.
Now, Madison, when I had a chance to spend the day with you, Governor, one of the first things that's happened, your kids are running around the house in control, having fun, but you were able to show me Madison's swing. Take a look at this swing. Watch, you missed the first one, but you hit like 5 in a row. You're making the most of the governor's mansion. So this is an athletic family.
Well, yeah, no, we've got an ability to do all kind of athletics all around the mansion compound, and these kids take advantage of it. But that's kind of we have to learn when you're dealing with the young kids. They may put finger paint on the wallpaper in the state dining room. We got to troubleshoot. They may do this. They may do that. So it's kind of a constant effort to keep one step ahead of them.
There was one that was in the bowl on top of the sideboard in the dining room.
Yeah.
Which one was that?
That was Mamie.
Was that Mamie?
Well, actually, we ended up getting both when you all came, when Brian came. But the reason that happened, the last time there was a baby in the mansion was over 50 years ago, and they took a picture of the governor's then baby son in there. So when we came in, we put Mason in and got him to do a picture, and then they both jumped in when Brian was down a few months ago.
So, Governor, you're going to have just trust me, you're going to have a hard time. You work a lot now, and people are helping you. When they start having games and after-school activities, you're going to have a hard time running press conferences knowing they're playing baseball, golf, soccer, football, whatever.
Oh, no. We will not be scheduling press conferences during any of their games. I'll make sure that I'm at the games. We'll figure out a way to make that work.
You will be the only parent with a police escort to Little League. You know what? We were talking about this earlier. We've actually, because your son Mason, who obviously gets his athletic prowess from your wife, is so good at golf, we've put together a side-by-side comparison of Mason at 3 with a very young Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods, when he was a little boy, showed up on, I believe, the Mike Douglas show. Yeah. And when you look at it, it is just stunning, the similarities between your child and Tiger Woods, who lives in Jupiter, Florida.
Do you have a monitor there, Governor?
I know, but they did show it to me before I got on, and so, it's pretty neat to see. I mean, I don't think there's anyone that's been a better golf prodigy than Tiger. He's a very special guy. But you never know. I mean, when they start, I think golf, if you start young, it really does help because it builds the muscle memory. I didn't start playing until I was in my mid-20s after my baseball career was over. I had the hand-eye coordination, but it is a little bit different swing. He's very comfortable with just getting that club face on the ball and giving it a ride, and so we look forward to seeing what he can do in the future.
And he's comfortable being on television. I mean, he's totally natural.
Yeah. And Governor, we wanted to Brian did play some golf with President Bush, and we wanted to compare his swing to Mason.
You're dead. We did not want to compare my swing.
Yours is not
terrible.
bad. It's not bad.
I am so stiff.
It's not bad, but I think Mason might be better.
I saw they showed me that before too. Brian, I think you got good technique. I mean, I would dog you if you didn't. I think it was a good swing.
Listen,
he's wired up.
He's very positive. He thinks I might be a potential voter. He knows it might be.
I think it all worked out well for you.
There you go.
You're doing okay.
All right, Governor, thanks for the kind words. All right, so we got to talk about politics. We talked about dogs, and we talked about his life.
That's right. Can we have Mason just wave goodbye if the governor is still there?
I guess.
All right.
Goodbye to the camera.
Bye, Mason.
Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye,
Bye-bye.
honey.
It's early.
Have a good weekend, Governor. Thank you.